Hi, I'm Will Leathers, principal trumpet of the Nashville Symphony. I was pretty much always around music from birth. My mother always tells me that when she was pregnant with me, she would put on the classical radio station, put the headphones on her belly so I could listen to music. And growing up, I'd always listen to my dad practice the trumpet too. He was a professional trumpet player as well. He's now enjoying retirement and still practicing. And so the combination of those two made me always love music from the start. And then as soon as I knew that I needed to do something for a living, I said, well, why not just do what I love? If I could perform with any composer, living or deceased, it would probably be Bob Marley. You know, just thinking about how unique he was of an artist at the time and how innovative he was with his musicality and his lyricism and how much meaning his music had, both in the lyrics and in the actual harmonies and rhythm. It's amazing to just imagine what he would have been able to do with a symphony orchestra. My favorite contemporary song that's inspired by classical music would probably be One Love by Bob Marley, because Bob Marley was influenced by a lot of Christian hymns in the church growing up, and so a lot of that, I believe, fed into his lyricism and a lot of his music, especially One Love. My pre-concert ritual is never really the same day-to-day, performance to performance. There are some main things that I tend to keep fairly consistent. Warming up is one of them. When you play a brass instrument, it's pretty much just as important to do your warm-up on the instrument as it is for a vocalist to do some vocal exercises. Everyone who plays an instrument thinks that their instrument is the closest to the human voice, but the brass family, that is the closest family of instruments to the human voice, because human tissue vibrating along an air column as is singing. So warming up before a performance makes sure that the human tissue is vibrating correctly along the tubing of the instrument. I always say that the most horrible way I could describe my career is I buzzed through 4 feet of tubing for a living. A lot of people tend to be surprised. This instrument is about 7 years old, which is over 3 times as old as I am. This is a Bach Mount Vernon 43 model with a gold brass bell, and it's kind of like a vintage car. You know, you find a really good one that was made really well, 50 to 70 to maybe even 80 years ago. And if it runs great, it could be the best car you've ever owned. Well, one of the ways I like to try to connect with the audience is through a collaborative effort, something that they might not hear or experience on a recording that you can only experience live in a concert hall, no matter what that is. Try to play, collectively as quiet as you can in a certain section, or as loud as you can, or make the most out of a lyrical phrase that you just wouldn't hear on a digital or even a record at home.